Good morning, everyone. It's so great to see you all here. I hope you're all enjoying being at Zoholics 2025 as much as I do. So it was nice meeting you all here yesterday. I had fun talking to a lot of you yesterday about the products and the troubles you've been having and how you've been using the products. It was great. So yeah, and then let's get started. I'd like to start off with a little about me, sharing a little about me. So I am Mano. I'm from the product management team in Zoho, and I do product management for CRM. Currently, I'm in the product management team, but over the 11 years, I've been in different functionalities. I've been in marketing, sales, support for a while, and I've been also in product management for about 5 years. So if you've been thinking, okay, you're at the back end of the product, so what do you know about how it feels like to be on the last day of the month doing sales? So how are you going to capture these dynamics in the product? So if that's what you're wondering about, I would like to say, been there, done that. So it's us behind this product, people like us, trying to build the product with you in mind. So that's what I wanted to share here. So that's enough about me. So I've been having this question quite a lot these days. I'm sure some of you might relate to it. How much AI is too much AI? Because every single day I wake up, there's one new AI. So there was ChatGPT, and then there was artificial intelligence, and then there was agents, then LLM, and then a lot of AI tools coming up every single day. And it's only just getting worse. I mean, there are so many. As we are speaking, there are AI tools coming up every day. So where is this heading to? So we don't know yet. We might have more AIs. We might have agent generating another agent. So we don't know what's right there. But one thing we know is there's a way out of all this chaos. We have to find some peace out of all this chaos, right? So the easiest way to do that is to shake hands with AI and make it the best or the smartest member of your team. So that's what we are going to look at, how to make AI work like the best or the smartest person in your team. So that brings us to the topic today, that is to use AI, so deploy AI to deliver powerful customer experiences. If you're there yesterday, we had Vijay, our strategy head, talking about how it's important to have customer experiences. And we also had Sachin, our MD, UK, talking about how it's important to have good customer experience in order to have a better business outcome, right? So customer experience is something that's inevitable, that's for sure. But I would like to really know that is that all? Honestly, do we all just want customer experience at the end of the day? Let me tell you, I'm from India, so when I go back home, I have a little girl, okay? So when I go back home, she'd be like, I missed you and all. So I'll do all that. And then she'll also be like, yeah, I missed you. But the next moment, she will look at the bag. She'll be like, okay, I love you, but what do you have? What did you get for me from there, right? So just like that, we don't want just customer experience. We want something in our bag, and that's going to be revenue. So that's what we want, right? So we are going to see about how we are going to manage customer experiences and also generate more money for our business. And AI is going to be in between, and it's going to help us balance both. The simplest way to achieve this is to turn different signals across your different capacities or functionalities into actions. Now, there could be a lot of said and unsaid cues coming into your business every day. It could be a customer call or an email, or maybe even the tone of the email. There could be some unsaid cues that come in. So how do you make sure that you turn those signals into quality actions is what we will check out now. For that, I have come up with a framework. So careful here. I'm going to be asking a few questions. So I'm going to be splitting this section into 3. I may be asking a few questions about how we went about the session at the end. So the Q&A session that you have at the last is not for you. It's actually for me asking you questions. So this session here is going to be split into 3. So we have the customer section, and we also have an AI section, and the last is going to be intelligence and AI. There's a quote, there's a saying that goes like, charity begins at home, right? So when you don't have a good experience inside your organization, then it's going to reflect in your customer experience. The first way to fix your journey with your customers is it starts with fixing your inside team. So teams that pull in different directions, like there could be a sales team that's pulling in a different direction, or your sales and marketing and other teams pulling in different directions. If that is the case, I'm not sure how you can deliver a good experience. For that, you need all your teams to sit together, chat over coffee about how to close a deal, or what were the challenges in closing a deal last time, how should we overcome this next time. So you want to bring the teams together. So that brings us to Zoho CRM for everyone. I'm sure you might have heard about this a lot lately. We've been working on this for quite some time. The key behind having Zoho CRM for everyone is to bring all the functionalities across your CRM into your CRM. That is, earlier it was only the sales team and the marketing teams who were predominant users of the CRM, but it's no longer the case. We want the marketing team, sales teams, or design team, or it could be the developers, or the legal team, whatever may be the team that's there in your organization, we want to collaborate within the CRM. So what happens here is the teams feel accountable. They feel like they have enough information to do something. And they also have the accountability and the ownership on a deal as much as a sales rep. It's not entirely on the sales team. It's spread across the teams. So you can also streamline tasks. So you can designate specific tasks to people and get them done. And you could also coordinate with deals on one particular module. You don't have to switch between the different applications that you have. You may have Slack or Click or email, or there could be a sheet application. So there could be a different application. There could be a lot of different applications. So you don't have to switch between all of these. You have all of them in one place. So that makes a deal a single source of truth. So you don't have to lose information anywhere. You don't have to switch between chats or email accounts. So this is achieved using a concept called team space. So whatever is necessary for a team to work on a deal is all available in their team space. They don't have to go looking for anything or asking anybody. So all teams work together, and not just that, we also have automation helping teams work together. So we have Zia for workflow suggestion also. So what I'm going to do is, rather than just telling you about what we have this feature, that feature, I don't know how much value it's going to add. However, I'm going to show you a quick demo on how things work behind. So I'm going to take a story here. So there's a marketing team. So we are going to create a module using Zia. And we are going to provide access to this module to someone else in your organization. So let's say there's a marketing event coming, and there's a marketer who wants a designed slide or a deck that is requested to the design team. So you don't have to go to Click or Slack and then request for slides. You can do all of that inside the CRM. So I'm going to be using my demo account right now. So can I switch to my demo? So this is account number 1. That is where we are going to be having all the marketing collaterals. So we want to have a module where we want to manage all the marketing collaterals. So in the marketing team space, I'm going to create a module that helps me manage my marketing collaterals. So I'm not going to do it myself. Rather, I'm going to ask Zia to do it for me. So we have this create module using Zia, which also we had a look at yesterday. So it's simple. You just have to click on create module using Zia. And then there's a short description Zia would ask me to give. So I'm going to provide a description here. I will say I want to create a module to manage my marketing collaterals. Zia is going to take a few seconds on this. Now you can choose to create this just for your team or for your entire organization here. So you click on team. I'm going to be using team module, so I click generate. It's going to take a few minutes. I'm sure something is happening at the back. Okay. Give it some time. Okay. So let's not try that. We've had it in the past. But usually, it actually suggests, it creates a module, and it gives us all the fields necessary for the module to work. So you don't have to go and customize a module. So once you create a module, it's customized on its own. I have a few other team modules created before, so probably I can show you that. So these are team modules that I have. So if you see, there's this legal team module. So all those modules that are necessary for managing all the legal team's content can be assigned to this legal teams module. So this is how you can create a module. But now I want to show you how you can interact within the CRM between different teams. So let's say there's a legal team member who has been collecting KYC, or the customer information. So, so what I will do is, I will go to the KYC module. And here, if you see, okay. So here, if you see, there's this setting called requester setting. So once I choose this, we have an option called add all users in your organization as a requester to this module. So what this does is, I may not be somebody who is in this organization or in this team space, but this gives me access to request things from your module. So I might be requesting for a contract or a KYC. So once this is done, what happens is, for a user, for a different user in your organization, that is this person, you have a module called requester module. So can you see this contracts module here? So this is technically not in this user's module list. However, this user still sees this module because the person has been given access to this module from the admin account. So if I want a collateral or if I want a KYC, I can just raise a new request. I can say I want a deck. I can give it, I'll just fill in all the mandatory fields. So I'll just save. So what happens is that without leaving the system, I have raised a request. I have not gone to Click, or I have not gone to Slack. So I just go to the contracts module here, or the my request module. I'm sorry. So if you see here, this I want a KYC request has fallen in my record. So which means you can have people to interact within the CRM without leaving the system. So when this scales up, you will have all the information that's necessary for you to work on, all within the CRM. So that's how it is. Now I want my slides back. Now, yeah. So that's all about the CRM for everyone interface or the reference. So now let's get into the next scope, that is the customer experience part. So the key to understanding improving the customer experience is to improve the emotions, improve the cues, improve identifying the cues of the customer. So you don't have to do it alone, because when you have a lot of things going on, especially like I mentioned, if you have something, if it's a month end and if you are on a pressure trying to close more deals, probably you might not be able to look at the emotion. You might not be able to read the unsaid cues of a customer. You won't have the time. So it would be nice to somebody to do that for you, isn't it? So that's when Zia steps in and then gives you an emotion analysis. So you can simply take that insight and make sure that this customer is a happy customer. Probably, if I reach out to this customer, I would get a deal or a positive response. So that is something you can use with Zia. And then you also have call intelligence. So earlier, what will happen is a sales representative will make a call and then log the details in the notes section. And then if there's something that the sales representative wants about the customer, he might have to go to different modules, collect that information, update it in the record. There'll be a lot of hassle around it. So what Zia will do here is, once a call gets over, from the duration of the call and from the different notes and interactions that happen in the call, Zia will actually help you get information like the emotion and the response. How available is this customer for your next call, or how is this customer feeling about your call? It helps you prepare for your next call. So how does this help you improve your customer experience? So this helps you focus on the more important things like going ahead for the call rather than sitting and doing all that research. So it's more like giving each and every sales rep in your organization and a personal assistant who reads between the lines and helps the rep act more smart. Here is a non-Zia feature. Probably this would work. I will show you a demo of this. So there's a concept called team selling that we have introduced in the CRM. Most of the times what happens is, since when a lead comes in, there are a lot of teams working on the process of generating a lead to converting it into a deal. There could be a marketing team that's generating a quality lead, or there could be a sales team that is nurturing a lead. And then there could be development team that's building some updates in the products and helping the deal closure. So there could be a lot of teams acting on the deal closure process. But mostly what happens is the entire credit goes to the sales team when there's a closure. And when there's no closure, the pressure also goes on the sales team. The problem here we found was that the accountability, the ownership of every team member in your team with the process of closing the deal goes diluted. But team selling here helps you to assign different credits for each of these actions. So if a marketer is doing a good job, creating a good quality lead, then we assign a credit. So all of the teams in your team can go ahead and then they can have a fair assessment, they can have a fair allocation of credits once a deal is getting closed. So this will give a good accountability for the users, and hence all of them will come together to close the deal. So I'm going to show you a quick demo on how team selling is going to be set up. Like I said, this is going to surely work because this is not a Zia feature. Steve, can I have my account? Yeah. For this, we just have to go and search for this. I'm in the setup option of the CRM. So you just have to click setup. And then you have modules and fields. So here you have something called deal management. So this is where we have introduced the concept of team selling. So if you see here, I have set up a team selling option before. So you can decide to create ownership or assign ownership to users based on revenue. So are you going to assign the ownership for users based on revenue? So is it a part of revenue that's going to be credited to each of these functionalities? Or is it going to be the count of deals? So you can decide how to assign. So what happens is when there's a deal that's getting closed, I'll show you in the deals module. On the top left, you have this deals module. That's where I'm clicking. I'm just opening a deal. So if you see here, there is a section called deal team. So here, you can add members, and members will get, when the deal gets closed, based on the credit assigned according to the team selling process, the credits will be assigned to each member in the team. So if you see there's a split percentage, so I'll just add this person, and I will also add a few members. So when this deal is going to be marked as closed won, then all of the credit will be split between these two owners or these two people. So it's not going to fall entirely on the sales team. So your sales team members are going to be less pressured. So the ownership is also on all of the team members. I'd like to get back to my slides. So when your sales teams and all the other teams, dependent teams, are freed up of some stress and some pressure, probably they'll work more happily towards focusing on the customer experience rather than doing it as just one task after the other every day, like a machine. Now that we have looked at the engagement or the customer experience part of today's session, we are going to look at the automation part of today's session, like how is AI going to help you work towards a good customer experience, and also how you get more revenue out of having AI in your team. We have a concept called connected workflows. There could be some of you who might have requested for this feature. Check if you are able to relate to it. We have workflows in the CRM that helps you automate different tasks. So when a lead comes in, you would want to send a welcome email, right? So in order to set that, you all have workflows. Are you all familiar with workflows? Can I see a show of hands? That's nice. So what if you can connect different workflows? So what is done here is you create a workflow in the leads module to generate a welcome email. And from the welcome email, if the user responds to that email, immediately you can convert it into a contact. So right now, workflows feature works just within that one module, but with connected workflows, you can connect between different modules seamlessly. So what will happen here is, let's assume there's a process where there's a lead. So when the lead comes in, you send a welcome email. And when the welcome email is being responded to, you assign that to a sales representative and create it as a contact. And once the contact is being nurtured, or once the contact wants a callback, or they want to buy a product, you create a deal. And once the deal is marked as closed won, you create a contract or a quote. So all of this can be done just with connected workflows. So you connect all the modules. It's not going to be standalone anymore. So what happens here is, it happens all seamlessly. Imagine about the end user. The end user will not have any, will not have the feeling of working with different modules, because he would just be doing all the different tasks. He would be creating a lead, and then once the status is changed, it will automatically go to the contact module. So it's all automated for the end user, and for the person who is configuring all these features. It's a very simple setup. I'm going to show you a demo of how it's going to work. So with a simple setup like that, if you can achieve an entire flow, then I'm sure how powered, I can imagine how powered all your teams are going to feel like. There's another AI feature which I hope would work when I demo it, which is called smart prompts. So yes, there are a lot of times where you want to converse with somebody. Let's say you're going to go on a call with somebody or a customer. So you might want to have some notes. Or once you're done after the call, you might have very little time before you go to the next call. So what happens is you will want a template or some kind of guidance where you could simply log the call. So you don't have to go looking at Google or in any place for a template or for guidance to make a call or create a template. Or you don't even have to go to ChatGPT in this case. You just have all of it here. So I will demo this one as well for you now. So all of this is going to help you act fast on a deal because time is money these days. So from the time it is being created as a lead to the time it's being converted as a deal, you get additional support to work on the deal, not just as teams, but also with AI. Here's a little about forecasting. I have included about this in the automation section, although it is not an AI feature because you have a forecasting setup right now, which predicts how your deals are going to close or how much you're going to have in future. But if you see in real life, there are a few nuances to closing the deal. I'll give you an example. There'll be a deal who pays a certain amount today, but the same deal will be paying a part of the amount just in a few days later. But the forecast will just give you an entire total amount or just the amount that's being paid. But the reality is it's going to come in a few days. For a person who checks this forecast today will only know how much has come in or how much is the gap between the projected amount. But the second part, which is pending, which is going to come in just a few days, will not be covered. So those slight nuances that happen in your day-to-day sales cycle can be captured with the help of the different forecast features we have come up with. And we also, just like how we are taking off some responsibilities from the sales team and spreading it across the team, we are here we are sharing the importance of forecast or the weight of forecast, achieving the forecast from the sales team to different people who are performing different roles in your organization using customer forecast hierarchy. I'll be demoing the two features here. So we also have Zia scores. So imagine the situation, like you're in the month end and you have to reach a particular goal tonight. So if you just get into the leads module or the deals module, you will have a list of, or you will have 100 deals. So which one do you pick? Because the time is clicking, right? So Zia scores will help you to score the different deals that you have based on the actions they've been doing. They would have responded to an email, or they would have picked a call, or responded positively to an email. So based on these different actions you log every day, Zia will score that deal. So you don't have to sift through the 1,000 deals you have. You can simply filter and take the records which are scored high. So instead of calling 1,000 people or sending a email blast for 1,000 people, you can simply call these 10 people, and 1 out of 10 might convert. So this will help you to focus on the right deals at the right time. So focus anomalies here. Okay, what happens is there could be a pattern in focus that you've been following for so long. So for a few quarters, you might have set a particular forecast, and you would have met it. But suddenly, due to maybe pandemic, or it could be an economic downfall, for different real-time situations that are happening, there could be a difference in forecast. These are some differences that would not be mapped in, that could not be actually mapped in the CRM. So that's when Zia comes in and helps you with different anomaly detectors. So you will know whether you will meet the forecast or not, meet the revenue limit or not. So you can change your strategy. You can try to change how to achieve the forecast, or maybe make it more realistic next time. So that's when forecast anomalies are going to help you. Likewise, anomaly alerts with Zia. I'm going to quickly show you a demo of Zia scores and a few other features. May I have my demo account, please? I would like to take a moment and switch to my slides again. Yes, I'd like to get back my demos. Yes, thank you. So if you see, there are different analytics dashboards available in your system. I would like to show you a few Zia features here first. So if you see here, there's this Zia option in the bottom right. Yes, so here if you see, you have the next best suggestion. So what is the next best action to do? Is it best for you to send an email blast to your users? So Zia will make those suggestions. And you also have Zia presentation and Zia score. Yeah, I'll show you a few records. So based on the different actions you've been doing in the past with different records and customers, Zia will predict whether this customer is going to close soon. Is this person going to become a deal soon? So you can simply go and filter the records with the score. So you see this filter, and you can just apply a filter here, and have only those records that have a high score. So there are pretty much a set of accounts. So these are the accounts that you should focus on the last day of your month to get a sale. I will also show you a little about the forecast. So we have the forecast module. Yes, so yeah. So you have different forecasts here. When you try to create a forecast, you can try to create it based on revenue or quantity. So once you choose, you can choose a quarter and also give it a name. It's also suggesting a name for your forecast. So once this is done, you can also assign responsibilities between different members of your organization. So the entire pressure to close this or to meet this forecast doesn't fall upon one or few members of your team. So you can split it across different members of your teams. So this is how the responsibility of your forecast, responsibility to achieve the forecast falls between different members. I'll show you a pre-created forecast here. So you see a full hierarchy here. So here you can see what all has happened with this hierarchy, with this forecast. So how much is the gap, and who in your organization has contributed to what amount of the forecast. And you have the entire details here. So that's about Zia scores and few other intelligent features. I would like to show you one more thing here before I switch back to my slides. There was a customer yesterday who asked me about this, asked me this interesting question. So it was like, yeah, I like Zia, and I want to use Zia, but I do not know how to use it. I go to ChatGPT and search for what Zia is. As a product manager, I found it a little bit I took it personal because why would somebody who could understand ChatGPT better not understand Zia? So probably I found some learning curve there, and I thought I should address it here. Is there anybody who here thinks that Zia is very difficult to use? There might be some features that are not working right now, but does it stop you from attempting to try Zia? Can I see a show of hands? Okay, I see a few of you who feel Zia is difficult. Okay, I'll show you what. There are different places in which Zia can be accessed. Let me show you. So here in the bottom right, you have Zia, and you just have to turn on a few toggles in your CRM to see this response. That's all. I'm going to show you about that. So you go to Setup in the bottom right. So you can search for Zia here. You have a truckload of Zia features. Okay? Here, you're free to choose whichever feature that comes best for you. I'll take a feature called presentation. You might not really be using it, but I'll show you how easy it is to configure. You just have to turn on this toggle. That's it. And if you want it to be in a particular module, you have to just choose what module for which you want to see a presentation. It's as simple as that, giving a few fields of input. And then you also have this email analytics, email by Zia. So you see different toggles here. So all you have to do is to switch on these toggles and continue with your business. And Zia, once it is trained sufficiently, it will start predicting your call sentiment, email sentiment, and Zia will also start suggesting the next best action. It will start scoring your records. It's going to be magical. It doesn't even take you to go and enter the prompt because we have done it for you. All you have to do is turn on these toggles, fill in a few fields, and then start doing whatever you've been doing. But give it some time to train. So that's what Zia is all about. I'd like to get back to my slides. So far, we have seen how we can improve customer experience through engagement. And then we have also seen how to set up Zia easily, and then how to get it going with a lot of setup. And you also have team space and team modules, and bringing all the teams together inside the CRM. So now that all your team members are there in the CRM working together as a team, what comes next? You should see whether all these things are working in the right direction, isn't it? So that's when you need a hand of insights. You will need to know whether these forecasts are being met, or whether my teams are working efficiently, where is the time getting lost? Is it in conversation, or are you just waiting for something to happen, somebody to act on? So you need insights to know where things are going right or going wrong. So insights comes next. So today I have two new charts we have launched. One is going to be the tree map. So just looking at this tree map, you can easily identify who are the top contributors. So you have different degrees or different levels, if you can see. Now, the orange area here represents the total deals closed, how much the marketing team has contributed to the conversion, and how much the engineering team and the sales team have contributed to the conversion of a deal. So there could be different teams that are contributing. So immediately, just by looking at this insight, you can know how each of it is working for you. And you also have the butterfly chart, which we have introduced recently. This chart works like a charm when you want to compare two things. If you want to compare two different sources in which we are getting deals that are closing better. So there could be through calls, or there could be through emails if you're getting more deals and they're closing better. You can compare and get to know which source of leads work for you the best. In short, I would like to say happy teams are needed, and then you need happy teams in order to get happy customers, and you need happy customers to give you revenue in your bag, and you need AI all through the line working for you, just like as the smartest team member to achieve the best results for your organization. I'm going to be going to questions for you, but I have a few questions for the audience today because there were a few people asking me a few questions. I would like to know if anybody would want to volunteer and tell me what is the first Zia feature you would try today after going home? Anyone would like to volunteer here? Anybody? Or is there any other feature, maybe even non-Zia feature, if you're threatened by that? No? Cool. So I would also, is there someone? Yes. Can I have a mic? Oh, yes. Hi.
Use is look at my data and see how good my data is. I know you haven't talked about that, but maybe I could run some kind of prompt that'll look for any bad data gaps or help me find out how much work is there to fix the data.
Cool. So there's a feature called Zia presentation. So you just have to, like I told you, there's a prompt you have to turn on, a toggle you have to turn on. Zia will actually give you start suggesting presentations. So you can look at those presentations and see what is working for you. These are basically a collection of your dashboards. So I just want to end the session with this one note. I'll be around in the hall 3. I'll be here. So if you have any questions with respect to CRM, Zia, or anything else, I'll be there so we can discuss further about how we can do magic in the CRM. Thank you for listening. You've been a wonderful audience. Coming up next would be Charles. He's the head of product creator. So he's going to be presenting about the future of software development, enterprise software development in Creator. So over to him. Thank you.